Are you looking to learn more about the history of felting? If so, then you're on the right video, because coming up, some tidbits about the history of felting. Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video, History of Needle Felting. My name is Iceland, and on this channel, Snowflake Forest Felting, I share needle felting videos, have needle felting tutorials, and share product reviews from time to time. So if you're new and this interests you, please consider subscribing. And if you want to know more about anything you see here on this channel, be sure and check the links down in the description below this video or leave a comment. I'd love to connect with you there. So today I wanted to make and share this video with you just to remind you that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer cartoon was made with needle felting. These characters were also made from wire and wax and were about a foot in size, and is definitely up there in one of my absolute favorite cartoons and something that inspires me through the year because I watch it through the year, and how incredibly talented there are of people out there in needle felting and fiber artists. And I am just so honored to be a fiber artist as well and be able to create things and have this talent and share it with you guys and help you as well become a better fiber artist too. This is such a wonderful community to be a part of. And I love how we all have our own little niches. It really is just neat to see someone's talents come through in their own creative way. But back to the history of felting. Felting goes back to Bible times. It goes back to when the people were putting wool in their shoes to create padding and walking over through the walks and the long distances in the desert. And that wool would get matted and the moisture from the feet would create the piece of felt. And that really is as far as felting goes back. Another neat piece in history is when you go back to the Alice in Wonderland, Lewis and Carroll times, the phrase Mad Hatter. They thought that that came from the dye that was being used on the pelts that then was getting into the felted hat and affecting the people's brains because it was sitting on their head, and that dye was creating some type of madness, and how the phrase Mad Hatter came. I get a chuckle out of it. I absolutely love Alice in Wonderland. I think of myself as my own little Mad Hatter, and the fact that I like to make customized, personalized hats like the Hatter did in the story. If you did not know, I knit and crocheted before I got into felting. I chose to start needle felting when I wanted to do a different craft that wasn't as strenuous on my broken hand. So I thought felting might be something that I could give a try, and it was super simple and it doesn't bother my hand the way knitting and crocheting does. And then there was a bonus in that I wanted to create a baby mobile for my son's nursery. We have a family member, she is a fiber artist as well, Sheep Creek Studio. I think we're pretty distant cousins, but anyway, family. She creates baby mobiles, and I was inspired by her work to create Lucas's. And then I think I've only created one other mobile in that type kind of way with the little critters. It was a custom one for our cousins, her baby, a little woodland mobile, and then I've made some felted ball mobiles as well. I didn't know I would go on to create baby mobiles for other people, because shortly after sharing Lucas's mobile, someone had reached out to me, a photographer, and had recommended that I make felted props. Someone had asked her to make them with wool, and it just wasn't something she was interested in doing. And so I thought that was a great idea, and that's how I got started into needle felting more than just what I had. So I also wanted to share a few other fiber artists out there along with Sheep Creek Studio. I'll put the IG handles down here. There is also Off My Hooks. I found her shortly after I was creating pops and tagging stuff. She has also gone on to create a ton of creations, and I'm super inspired by her work. The second person that I found, because when I started posting and sharing about needle felting, there was hardly anything online. There was very few of us. There were some old school people out there as well, but there was not a lot. But I came across Fun Felt by Winnie, and now I think she's just Felt by Winnie. She is so incredibly talented. I love the wool that she uses. I don't even know where she gets her wool. It's so realistic. I've never seen anyone create stuff the way she has, and to me that is a true art and an expression. And it's crazy because I always wanted to go on to make like headbands and little clips. When I went to VidCon way back in like 2016 or something, I had made a little daisy and I'd put it on my hat, and I wanted to hot glue it onto a clip, but I was out of hot glue sticks. Anyway, I always thought it would be fun to go on to make headbands and little head stuff for babies. I've seen other people out there that are doing that stuff, Also super cute. If you go check out any of those people's stuff, be sure and comment, tell them I sent you, and tell them hi for me, and of course show them some love too. And that's it. That's what I wanted to share. A little bit of history in needle felting and a little bit of my history with needle felting as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, learned something new, and if you're looking to learn how to needle felt, I have tons of beginner stuff. Playlist will be down in the description below, and I have some more beginner videos coming up as well. And I hope you learned something new. If you did, please be sure and give it a thumbs up. If you think this video may help someone else, as with all my videos, please share them. Thank you so much for watching, and if there's something you'd like to see me make next, drop it down in the comments below. I might just make it. I'll see you in my next video. Happy felting! Bye!